Hi everyone, welcome back to this week's video. Today we're going to be talking about anxiety. This video is really for all of my worriers out there, and even if you're like me and you're not naturally a worrier, but you've had plenty to worry about as we've been moving through the uncertainty of a global pandemic here in 2020. So this is really for you if you want to learn how to take charge of just some thoughts that tend to lead to a lot of worry and stress and anxiety. So if you've just really found yourself kind of tied up in knots over wondering what's in the future and just having a hard time with that uncertainty that is a reality right now, I really hope that you'll stick with me and watch this entire video. I have a really simple strategy that I want to share with you that anyone can use to really address that, those thoughts that create that anxiety head on. So if this is your first time catching these videos, welcome. My name's Danielle. I'm a national board certified health and wellness coach, and I'm a plant-based nutrition educator. So I do these videos every single week inside my YouTube channel and my free private Facebook group, both under the name Healthy Living with Danielle Dinkelman. If you haven't subscribed or come and joined us in that group yet, we would love to see you there. So why am I talking about stress and anxiety if I'm a plant-based health coach? It's really, really important to me that we look at the whole picture when we are looking at our own health and wellness. It's so important that we look at the whole of us as people, right? We are not just what we eat. We are also what we think about, what we worry about, what we stress about. So stress can be just as damaging to our health as a poor diet. So I do hope that you've recognized that and that you're willing to address your stress management. And I hope that this video will help you a little bit. So I want to start by just sharing a little bit of a personal experience and a story with you, and then I'm going to share with you this strategy that I use on a regular basis to let go of stress and anxiety when my thoughts kind of start to run away with themselves a little bit. So like many of you, we went into quarantine mode in March of 2020, and we went straight into basically mandatory homeschool or virtual learning. And I have 4 little kids, and that was quite an adjustment to have all of them home and to be trying to administer everything that was involved with that for each of my children and continue to run my health coaching business from home. It was a lot. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate. It was a lot to be thrown on our plates, especially for us moms. So you can imagine, and maybe you experienced this too, that as we moved through the summer and as we got ready to go back to school this fall, just the thoughts that kept coming were, what's the point? What's the point of trying to send them back? Who knows if they're not just going to get sent back home again, and then all of my best laid plans will be for naught anyway. There was a lot of hopelessness, there was a lot of fear, and I was very anxious about what was actually going to play out and how much control did I even have over my circumstances and how things were going to play out. So I was a tangled up mess of stress, worry, and anxiety, as I'm sure a lot of you have experienced as well, and maybe you're still feeling this way, and that's exactly why I want to share with you what I did with those thoughts and feelings and how I worked through that, because I've got to say I was able to get over it. I was able to jump over that hurdle, and I feel like I'm in a much better place mentally and emotionally, and now I'm just kind of taking things as they come. I have a lot of peace of mind because I went through the steps that I'm going to share with you today. So the whole crux of the strategy I want to share with you today is all about letting go of what ifs. Okay, I've shared pretty openly before that both my husband and I are huge proponents of counseling and therapy. Honestly, I think every human that's alive on this planet could use a therapist. We all have stuff that we could benefit from working through, right? I love working with people that are working with therapists, because as a health coach, I work with what are we doing moving forward? And therapists dig into why are we experiencing what we're experiencing right now, and what do we need to clean up from our past or the way that we're thinking and feeling about things to make a difference. So I love partnering with people that are invested in counseling and in therapy. Anyway, so there's a little bit of my perspective on that. But one time, my husband came home from a counseling appointment, which we both do regularly, and he shared with me that his counselor had taught him a little bit about anxiety, and he shared this principle that the thought or the words "what if" are natural anxiety-inducing words and thoughts. Okay, and as soon as my husband shared that with me, that was so eye-opening. I just thought, that is so true. Every time we get caught up in thinking, what if, that is the root of worry, right? And it's just all these unknowns. It's completely overwhelming, and we feel powerless. We feel like there's nothing we can do because we don't know what is going to come. And so we get stuck in this anxious cycle, right? So we have taken that principle, and both my husband and I have kind of turned this into a strategy and a practice that when we find ourselves feeling that way, this is what we do. Step one is just to recognize it when it's showing up. Recognize when you are obsessing over the what ifs, when you are thinking through all of the possibilities in the future and you're just mulling it over and mulling it over. When you are really tense, and you're starting to carry that anxiety in your body, that's really when it's trying to get your attention, and it's time to figure this out, right? Okay, so the next thing you do after you can recognize that you are in this state of worry is to pull out a journal. I love journaling. I love notebooks. I love writing things down. Pen to paper is a really powerful way to relieve a lot of thought and feeling, and I love journaling. So I highly recommend doing this on paper and writing down all of your what ifs. List them out. What if homeschool is mandated again? You know, what if my kids get sent home from school? What if the school district decides that my kids are only going to go a few days a week? What if it's only half day? What if, what if my kid gets corona? What if I get it? There's so many worries, right? So write down, detail out, list them out, all of the worries that you have. Then, next step, go one by one down that list and write down what you would do if that happened. Okay? Just think through the worst case scenarios. Think through, what is your contingency plan? Create that contingency plan. Okay? Once you've done this, you should already be feeling a lot better. You should be able to see that, oh, if this, then that. We've completely conquered the what ifs. We're beyond the what ifs, and now we're just in a state of if, then. And when that's where we can keep our mind, then we're not in victim mode anymore. We are in a proactive attitude that we know what we're going to do if X, Y, or Z happens. Okay? So you're already going to start feeling better once you do this journaling exercise. But you may find yourself, after you do the journaling, it may be helpful to, put your hands on your heart and take a few deep breaths and just reassure yourself that you are an adaptable human being and you can take things as they come. And you now have a contingency plan right in front of you for if these things happen. You know what you're going to do about it. I've had many friends as we all moved through this time of uncertainty as we were preparing to send our kids back to school. I talked about this with good friends of mine, and I could tell that there was more peace in their body, in their mind, knowing that they knew what they were going to do if the kids got sent home from school. And so I extend that to you. I offer that to you. I hope it will help you. Because these are uncertain times, but we can navigate these gracefully and intentionally and not from a place of fear. We don't have to stay in victim mode. We can be as proactive as possible even under these strange circumstances here in 2020 and beyond. Who knows what the future holds. So I hope that you'll try this out and have an ongoing awareness and notice and be watching for when that anxiety and that worry comes back. If you're a natural worrier, that's going to be a habit for you. It's going to continue to show up. So continue to meet it with this new idea, this new strategy of letting go of the what ifs and replacing it with if then. Okay, I hope this helps you. I hope that you'll come and find us on YouTube or in our private Facebook group. It's absolutely free. Again, it's called Healthy Living with Danielle Dinkelman. We'd love to see you in there. We talk a lot about stress management. We talk a lot about how to upgrade your nutrition, how to prioritize your self-care, and how to take charge of your habits so that you can really create a healthy lifestyle that you will stick with and that will really serve you and love you back. So I hope that this helps you, and until next time, we'll see you again.